Oh. That is complete BS if you ask me. No one knows how to freaking communicate, and it's kind of immature and annoying. Don't let some guy's opinion on you make you reflect on yourself to make you think that you have to change for them. Can we not get this through our head? Not everyone is gonna like you that way. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing a little get ready with me video, but also a Q&A type of thing. I asked you guys some questions on Instagram to ask me some juicy questions. So I have really high hopes for you guys. I really do. Question number 1, what dating shows would you sign up for? I actually applied to be on The Bachelor this season because I had found out that Zach is going to be the next Bachelor, and I found that out like last week, like Reality Steve or whatever, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have loved reality. Wow, this just does not. It'll match the rest of my skin, it's fine. Whenever Zach, the very first time Zach had ever like stepped out of the limo on Rachel and Gabby's season, I was like, oh my gosh, this man, like number one, like so attractive, completely like 100% my kind of guy that I would like look for when it goes into like appearance or whatever. And I don't know, I feel like he's, based on what I saw of him from the show, he's very much my type personality-wise, like very laid back, but can also be fun. But I've been noticing that a lot of people are hating that he's the next Bachelor because he's, quote, bland. And you know what? Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I don't really care. But whenever I found that out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be on that show because, like, I actually want to meet Zach, whatever. I wasn't thinking, like, I don't know how casting works for this show. I really don't. I thought it was, like, once you found out who the Bachelor was, like, you apply then. But couldn't find out, according to the finale of The Bachelorette, like there's basically his cast is already picked and they start filming like tomorrow. It's kind of annoying. Like, wouldn't you want to apply to be on the show like knowing who the guy is? I don't know, it makes me think like my application is now going to go towards like a new season. Not that like I even have like a chance. I mean, I guess I do since I sent in my application. But like I had many of my friends like nominate me. I had a lot of my family members nominate me as well, and like hoping, I had like really high hopes that I was going to be on the show just to meet Zach. But now I'm like, well, you can delete my application. I have no interest in going on the show unless I'm like able to meet him. So whatever. But yeah, no, that's kind of the only one that I've considered because it's really the only one that I've ever watched. Like, I don't know other dating shows. Like, I know a lot of people are really obsessed with Love Island recently, but I've never really watched it. Worst dating app experience. Okay, I've been on multiple dates from like Hinge dates, I guess. That's the only dating app that I have. Like, I don't have Tinder or Bumble or anything else. It's literally just Hinge. I don't even really use it anymore. Like, I was using it a lot when I first moved here back to Dallas, but now I don't really. Truthfully, I've never had like a really bad experience from Hinge. Like, they've all been good guys that I've gone on a date with, and they weren't like weird or creepy. I guess I can't really answer that question because I really just have never had like a really bad dating experience. Thank God. I hear like crazy dating stories and I'm like, how do these men react this way? Like, I've just girls telling like how these guys were acting. I'm like, what? I've just never experienced anything like that. When was the last time you hooked up with a guy? Okay, well, what's your definition of hookup? Last time I kissed a guy? I know that's not a hookup, but I think it was like July. It was definitely July. I haven't done anything since. Is that true? Because ever since after that little shenanigan, I'm like, screw this. I'm just not gonna keep looking. I'm just gonna do my own thing. I really want to say it was June or July, but like that's not a hookup. I never even did anything with that man. But like hookup? I mean, I didn't like sleep with the guy. Oh. No. Yeah, it was July. Whoops. Next question. What do you do if a guy says he likes you but doesn't want a relationship or doesn't want to commit? So this kind of depends on your standpoint and what you are trying. Like, if you are wanting to date this man and he's like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship, but I still like I like you, I don't want to be committed to you, basically, but you are wanting to be committed, run, get out, good night, bye. Because basically what he's saying is, I like you, but not enough to just be with you. Like, I still want to F around and sleep around, whatever you want to call it, and not be like completely committed to you because I don't like you enough to do that. And I'm sorry, maybe I just stepped on some toes there, but it's the truth, because I went through that for like a whole freaking year because I was stupid and so caught up. I was like love blind for this man and like didn't really realize what he was saying to me, and I made up like a whole reality in my head of like what he was actually saying and that he actually liked me or whatever. Like, you know, whenever you get so caught up with a guy, I know this doesn't happen with everyone, but like you kind of like create the relationship in your head and make it what it's really not. And then you get out of it and you're like, I really just did that to myself. That is exactly what happened to me. Like he was telling me over and over again that he didn't want a relationship, but I thought that I could change his mind, or that it was mainly like kind of like a false hope. He's like, maybe later on down the road, but it was never like right now. And like we were talking for months and months and months. And my personal opinion is, if we have been like seriously talking and had been like exclusively talking for several months and nothing has gone beyond that, that's kind of as a red flag to me. Because if you're not willing to commit, I think at least after 3 months, like, then I feel like I'm wasting my time. Sometimes that spray is just like, is not even, kind of burns my eyeballs. It smells like toothpaste was just, or mouthwash was just sprayed on my face. But this stuff is like the holy grail for setting spray. It's the Ben Nye Final Seal Matte Makeup Sealer, just in case you guys are worried. But like I said, it really just depends on like what your intentions are and what you want out of this relationship. Whether it be like, if y'all are gonna be like basically like friends with benefits, okay, then sure, if he likes you, then y'all can just be friends with benefits. But if you want a relationship and he's not giving you that after a certain amount of time, I mean, I also don't think time defines anything either. I feel like if y'all know y'all want to be together after 2 weeks, go for it. If it, like, it really just kind of depends on what y'all are wanting, but y'all gotta communicate on that. I feel like our biggest thing when it comes to dating in this generation is no one knows how to freaking communicate, and it's kind of immature and annoying. Like if we're on like our 5th, 6th date or whatever, and we haven't even talked about our intentions with each other or anything like that, or no question, he hasn't asked mine, or I haven't said anything either, then like what are we doing here? Like, I'm definitely one who jumps the gun at least on the 3rd date and is like, okay, so here are my expectations, here are my boundaries, here's what I am looking for, and if this is something that you are not interested in, then let's go our separate ways. Because I mean, I know I'm still young, like I'm only 23, but at the same time, like, I'm not trying to waste my time with someone and then end up getting my feelings hurt in the long run. You know what I mean? And I feel like so many people are so scared to be completely honest with each other. Like, if I go on a date with a guy that I don't see it going anywhere, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to be like, listen, you're a great guy, but I just don't see this working out. And as soon as I have that feeling, I tell them. I let them know, because it is not fair for them to sit here and wonder, like, oh, does she like me back? Like, do you think this is going to work out? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, hello, communicate. It's really not that hard. Like, you might be thinking, oh, well, if I tell them that I don't like them, like, it's gonna hurt their feelings. Okay, well, how do you think they're gonna feel when several months down the road y'all are still talking and you don't even like this person, but you're too scared to tell them how you really feel? How they're gonna feel once they find out like they just wasted so many months because you were too scared to tell them your feelings. That is complete BS, if you ask me. That is you're a coward. I'm sorry, end of story, you are. So if you're sitting here watching this video and you're like, I'm too scared to tell this person how I feel, like, I don't want to, tell them right now, because you're only gonna hurt them worse the longer you lead them on. It is so not cool to lead someone on. It is probably one of the worst things you can possibly do. And don't get me wrong, I've done it before. Not intentionally. It was a unintentional thing. I was too scared to tell them how I felt. I didn't want to hurt their feelings, and I ended up hurting them more. And I've been on both sides of it, and it freaking sucks either way, but it is so much better to tell them ahead of time. How did I get on this tangent? I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion. I can talk about dating all day. I don't know. I feel like I give really good like relationship advice, which is weird because I've only been in like one serious relationship, and that was like forever ago. I've gone through a lot of like dating, talking phases, and I feel like I've seen a lot of what can happen. Obviously, there's so much more for me to learn. I don't know everything, but based on my experiences, I feel like I'm pretty good at navigating my way through things, especially if like my friends were to ask. I give them my honest like thoughts on it, and if I think it's like a toxic situation or not. I don't know. I have a lot of questions on what mascara I use. I use the L'Oreal Telescopic and Carbon Black. There's also this one too. It's like this color. How do you spot red flags in a relationship? Okay, so this is a good one. So as I said, there was a time where I was talking to a guy for months and I was like love blind by everything going on that like I couldn't see the red flags, or I could, but I didn't realize, or I didn't think they're that big of a deal. I thought they were like yellow flags, I guess. You really gotta be 100% honest with yourself, and whenever you go into dates and dating and just like seeing how it all goes, you don't want to go into the date, and I said this in my last like dating girl talk video, you don't want to go into a date thinking, oh, I hope this guy likes me. You want to go into it being like, I need to see if I like him, see if I think we would be compatible. Because if you go into it being like, I need to be like my best self, I need to like make sure I say all the right things, like I just feel like that's taking it in a completely wrong direction. Your expectations won't align with what you are portraying yourself as. Does that make sense? Because like you try to be your best self and make sure you say all the right things or whatever it is, you are not being true, authentic, like you. And if you are not you, you're not going to find the person that you think you're going to be the most compatible with, if that is what your intentions are. If you're just trying to like have fun, sleep around or whatever, who freaking cares then? Like do whatever you want. But if you are trying to find someone to settle down with, you need to be yourself. Ask the questions that you are genuinely curious to know about them. I mean, obviously still have fun with it, but don't try to put on this like front, this face to be perfect, because no one's perfect. And if you do that, you're also going to look at them, you're going to have this like filter on them, and you're not even going to realize some of those red flags that might be coming up throughout the date. Like I think it's like a very big domino effect. Another thing is if your friends ask you of like, how did the date go? How do you feel about this guy? And you're over here explaining it to them and trying to defend what they say and make excuses for them already. Those are red flags. Like for example, if this guy was saying, oh, like I would love to be in a relationship with you, like I like you, there's like a lot going on and I'm really busy, that is an excuse. And then if your friends go and ask like, why aren't y'all dating yet? And then they go and be like, oh no, like he's just very busy, like his relationships have hurt them in the past. Like I was literally in this position last year and he kept making up excuses as to why he wouldn't date me. And then that gave me, like I would always be like, no, like his relationship really hurt him in the past and like I'm defending him to my friends. Absolutely not. If you are already making excuses and defending as to why he is saying the things that he's doing and acting the way that he's doing to not only yourself but people around you, gotta go. Another thing I want to touch on is when a guy is honest with you and tells you and is very upfront about like communicating his feelings towards you, and it's like, oh, I don't really see us like going anywhere, like I don't really like you that way, whatever, like I'd rather just be friends. Do not take that personally. And I know that's so hard to be like, well, obviously how's that not personal? Like you don't like me. Can we not get this through our head? Not everyone is going to like you that way. And just because you like them doesn't mean that they're going to like you back. And I know that's a very obvious thing to know. You're probably like, yeah, duh. But when you're in that position, you're like, how do you not like me back? Don't take it so personally and in such a bad way to make you feel so bad about yourself and be like, well, am I not pretty enough? Am I not good enough? What could I have done differently for him to like me? Absolutely not. You are perfect the way you are. He will like you for you. Do not think because someone doesn't like you or doesn't see it going anywhere or whatever it is that something is wrong with you, because there is nothing wrong with you. You are beautiful, you are amazing, and do not let a guy define you, your beauty. I have let so many guys in my past define me and my self-worth that it made me feel like absolute shit in the end. And I'm like, why am I letting these guys, these stupid guys who have treated me so terribly, make me think that I am the bad guy here or that there's something wrong with me when there's, I mean, obviously there's things to work on, but don't let some guy's opinion on you make you reflect on yourself to make you think that you have to change for them. That person's gonna love you for you. End of story. I don't know why I went on that whole thing, but my makeup literally took me like 5 minutes to do, but I figured I should answer more questions. I hope y'all enjoyed this Q&A video and get ready with me. And again, you are beautiful just the way you are. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.